my thought for the day comes from Mark chapter 5, and it carries on from when Jesus is walking to Jairus' house because his daughter's sick, and he gets interrupted by the lady who's been bleeding and touches his cloak and gets healed. And then the messenger comes and says to Jairus, "Don't worry the teacher any longer, it's too late, your daughter's died." But Jesus says, "Don't be afraid, just have faith." So he stops the crowd, he says nobody else is coming forwards, and he just takes Peter, James and John with him, and they go into the home of Jairus. And he asks everybody, "Why are you making such a commotion? The child isn't dead, she's only asleep." The crowd laughed at him, but he made them all leave, and he took the girl's father and mother and his 3 disciples into the room where the girl was lying. Holding her hand, he said to her, "Talitha cum," which means, "Little girl, get up." And the girl, who was 12 years old, immediately stood up and walked around. They were overwhelmed and totally amazed. Of course they were overwhelmed and totally amazed. Who wouldn't be? But Talitha cum is a really key phrase for me because I learnt it when I was doing my GCSE in religious education. And it's a phrase that took hold in my mind, Talitha cum, little girl, get up. And I can think of 4 occasions in my life to date when the Lord has said that to me as I've walked in the valley of the shadow of death. It has been something that the Lord has said. He's reached out a gentle hand and said, "That's enough. We've walked in the dark place long enough. It's time to get up and move on again." And I don't know about you, but I think that's happening again. I think the Lord has said, "Child, it's time to come out." We spent quite a lot of time in the last year being told to stay in, don't go out, especially if you're like me and you've been shielding for a year. But today I'm due to have my 2nd vaccination, so the time has come to think about the what next. And so it's because of I suppose it is a fear of re-engaging with life, because I felt safe cocooned in my own home, and I like Zoom, and I like the gentler rhythm, and not having to clock watch so much. There's lots of it that I've adjusted to. And I'm sure that's true for all of us who have isolated and been really careful. We have adjusted our lives. But the time is coming when it's possible for us to open up again. And there are things I want to take with me forwards. I don't want to lose all I've learnt in the last year. But at the same time, I do want to take hold of life again. And I can hear the Lord saying, it's time to get up and move on. So with this in mind, I am delivering a course on Thursday evenings, which is about mental health, but not about mental ill health. It's about keeping our own mental health healthy and looking after ourselves, whatever our circumstances in life are. It will teach you skills to recognise what are the things that impact our mental health. And especially for those of us who are opening up again, it will help us to set a little goal, a gentle goal for ourselves each week over the 9 weeks of the course, plus the 10th week, which has a celebration at the end. And I'm hoping by then we can do that face to face. And each week we can set ourselves a goal and then come back and know that we are accountable to somebody. It was something we thought was important for us, and we can share that with somebody that we trust and then come back. And you know, to be honest, you don't have to achieve all the goals. We can learn as much when we don't achieve them. We might learn that actually that wasn't a true goal. We misinterpreted what we wanted. We might learn that there's something we have to deal with before we achieve that goal. Quite often we learn more from why we didn't achieve a goal than achieving it. So please don't let fear stop you. Maybe you too could hear the Lord holding out a hand and saying, "Come, child, it's time to get up." If you do, and you have any fears, any questions, do let me know. And I hope to see you soon in church, in person. That's one of my goals. God bless you today.